retired, right? But, you know, I do feel like I'm one fight away from the title regardless. And, yeah, even at 145 or 135. But, I mean, I was excited to fight for the title even before she retired, you know. But, yeah, it does shake things up a little bit in the division.
Nobody finish. I am like Charles Bronze. Understand? I am I'm like Charles Bronze.
Mayra Buena Silva, ladies and gentlemen.
Agora de Deus é tudo na minha vida! Pequeno guerreiro, te Carlinho, essa foi pro senhor, tio! Tamo junto, família Joaninha!
Aldana, she went out and fought like shit, and she got a surgery or something. So, I mean, it's really up there. And then you look at Norma. She fought. She just fought. Who did she fight? Rosa. She fought Carol.
Chelsea Chandler coming up large in the UFC debut, Stockton, California. Stand up for your girl, Chelsea Chandler.
That is hard though, because that was a part of the show match.
Yeah, we'll do it every Tuesday from here on out.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to Potty Break Picks, where we break down every woman's fight on the upcoming UFC card. This weekend we got UFC 77, and we got the main event is Holmes versus Mayra Bueno Silva. It's an alright card for what we do over here. We only break down women's fights, so if that is not your thing, you can get out of here.
The GOATs, dude.
Yeah,
only the GOATs.
Yeah, we are the GOATs of women's MMA. It's all we do. We live, eat, and breathe women's fighting. We do the dirty work that no one else wants to do.
Let's go.
So, let's get into our first fight here. We got Estela Nunes taking on Victoria Dudakova. Dudakova opening as a minus 290 favorite, and Estela Nunes opening as a 230. The lines have since then moved, closing so much.
It's rough. It's rough. We believed so hard in Estela Nunes so early, and we were just too slow. It's rough.
We couldn't beat the line, but I'll still pick her to win. Anyways, digging into this fight, watching Victoria's tape, I know she's a grappler. I know her bread and butter is submission grappling.
Yeah.
I wasn't entirely impressed with a lot of her fights, to be honest. Watching her on the Russian scene, she was getting reversed a lot and was kind of sloppy. And you don't want to be laying juice on Victoria against Estela Nunes. You don't want to trust her to be able to hold Nunes down. Now, Nunes, she doesn't have the best get-up game, to be honest. She's not very active off her back. But, you know, she knows how to stay safe, which is important. And I think taking a small step down in Dudakova, it's going to really help her. I think she'll be able to pop back up.
Yeah.
So I trust her at dog money.
Bro, you pointed it out. I hadn't even noticed, but she just had fought just killers. Like, I mean, it's weird to see someone at the bottom of the division fighting some of the best girls in the division. She's on a skid, but is it really a skid when you're fighting people that are the best, and now you're being put up against someone that is not just unproven? Mm-hmm. You watch her tape, it's weird, dude. It's weird tape. It's like she gets on top of people. She doesn't punch. Whenever she's there, she doesn't punch. It's not even like she's doing pitter patter, jerk the face off.
She doesn't do damage. Even if you're a woman, like I don't really expect you to ground and pound knock someone out like you're fucking Charles Oliveira or something.
No.
But at least you can do like the jerk off punches like on her face, you know? Like,
hey,
do some damage, make it uncomfortable.
There's someone on this card that goes against everything you're saying right now, and her name is Chelsea fucking Chandler, dude. I know we're getting to that later.
We'll get to that later. Anyways, Nunes, her last fight against Jorege, Jorege's a stud. She hits hard. She just lost this past weekend as a -400 favorite, but that's besides the point. Estela Nunes dropped her in the first round. Estela Nunes, she's got crisp boxing, and she has a little bit of, she's got a little bit of pop in her strikes. She could finish Dudakova in the first round. I could see it. Yeah. But my concern is the gas tank going later into the fight.
Yeah. That's a legit concern. But she's also been facing killers who are on top doing stuff to her, and that's what gets you to gas so hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you're facing someone who's just going to lay on you, you've got a lot more energy and a lot more reason to stick and move. And I mean, you saying earlier about her probably being cut if she loses this fight, I don't see her, I just see her taking a more careful approach, and that's why I've got the over 1.5. I just think that that's safe. I don't see Victoria finishing her, and I also don't see Estela Nunes doing insane stuff, just surviving. She seems like a survivalist. She can move, and, even when she's on the bottom, she can protect herself, like you said earlier.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't trust Dudakova's takedowns. They weren't very impressive to me. Not that Nunes, like, her kryptonite is kind of like a grappling matchup, but I just think we're getting to that point where it's such a low-level grappler that it's not going to matter.
Yeah, that's safe.
What her weakness is. So, yeah, I trust her to box Dudakova up on the feet. Dudakova could get, like, a late... I could see her getting a late takedown at the end of, like, round 1 or round 2. But I don't think it'll be enough, because I think Nunes just kind of, styles on her and pokes her from the outside.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, give me Nunes at plus 175.
Yeah, and I think I'm only going to touch the over 1.5. It just seems safer, and I would use that. I have these set up. I'd probably use that as just like a parlay piece,
Yeah, I could see it, yeah.
But
it's a risky parlay piece, to be honest.
I agree.
But, because I think Estela Nunes, she has the possibility of getting a round 1 knockout. Also, let's not forget, Dudakova's coming in as a debutant off the Contender Series. And how many times have we seen these heavy favorites from the Contender Series debut in the UFC and just completely shit the bed?
Yeah.
They just don't. They get starstruck. They look like a deer in headlights. So that's why I'm liking the underdog.
I think that also has to do with the fucking UFC's matchmaking. I mean, they set people up on the lower ends of these cards and just kind of throw things at each other sometimes and see what happens, And I think they want Dudakova to have a chance here, and so that's why they're giving someone on a skid. But anyone that looks at this knows that this isn't like a skid up against just nobodies,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely lower in the division, but it's not just people making their debut,
Exactly.
Like, to be able to drop Jasmine Jaregui is like, it's a little feather in the cap going into this fight. Something I can, hang my hat on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, and like you said, it's a risky parlay piece. It's a risky parlay piece because my second leg of this is Ailin Perez. And just watching an Ailin Perez fight and hoping that it goes any kind of way just sounds like, I don't know, butthole clenching. Yeah. It sounds butthole clenching. This, like I said, I had it as a parlay piece, so I'm going to put this here. I think Ailin Perez has the game plan to beat Ashley Evans-Smith, who, let's just be honest, is at the end of her career, and they're obviously setting her up to die. But the thing is like, Ailin Perez isn't amazing, She is similar to Michelle Waterson, I've said this before, where it's like she's got those highlight kick knockouts, and she wants to kind of recreate the flashy stuff sort of thing. And so part of her game plan is just spamming just meaningless kicks sometimes. And it's really silly to watch, and it's might work, though, against someone like Ashley Evans-Smith, who doesn't have the ability to close the distance as a boxer. She's built as a boxer, but can't get in on somebody. Ailin Perez, I could see her just poking her from a distance and just keeping her out, maybe even scaring her with 1 or 2 kicks. When she gets into grappling, it tends to be just bullying. It's not technical. which isn't bad. That's not a bad thing going into a fight against Ashley Evans Smith.
Yeah, sometimes all you need as a woman's MMA fighter is to be fucking mean in
True.
the clinch, because a lot of girls just simply don't have that dog, and they don't have, I guess, the perseverance to weather the storm.
You say a lot of girls. I say half this card. And the other half, dude, I'm excited for. I know I keep alluding to it, but we should probably keep talking about what we're on. This bottom half is a rough bottom half, but
it is.
Using her as a parlay piece would be hard to watch after Estela Nunes maybe pulls it off for the over 1.5. I think that will just make it that much more painful when Ailin Perez just finds a way to throw it. But you know, it's not horrible when you're looking at it before the fight happens. As soon as it happens, I'll just be like, well, that's women's MMA. What are you gonna do?
I think Ailin Perez isn't the safest heavy favorite ever, but Ashley Evans Smith is 6-5 and has last fought 2.5 years ago.
Bro.
Long layoff. I don't know what that is about. She is 36 years old. I think she's coming here for a paycheck. I don't think she's really motivated to fight. If you're
I feel that.
not fighting for 2.5 years, you don't want to fight.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a really good point.
Unless you have like a life-changing surgery, there's no reason you shouldn't have fought in that amount of time.
Yeah. I think she's cashing it in. I wouldn't be surprised if this is her last fight. You know, not saying anything crazy. It's just the facts.
So,
you know?
yeah. Ailin Perez money line -225, parlayed with the over 1.5 at -265 in the Estela Nunes fight. That comes out to even money at +100.
Not horrible.
Just a quick little double up. Don't play it too heavy. Maybe like half a unit. That's what I'd put on it. I wouldn't put a full unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when we're talking about full units, the next on the card, dude, I see a full unit, dude. Chelsea Chandler is
I see
a unit.
Units. I see max bet 5 unit hammer on Chelsea Chandler. I love Chelsea Chandler. And earlier in the week, I was on the other side of this fight. But talking to you, I kind of changed my mind. Hearing what you had to say. Yeah, you kind of talked me into Chelsea Chandler, and watching her interviews, I like what she has to say about this.
Yeah. She said Irene Aldana came out there and fought like shit. She says Norma Dumont hasn't fought anybody. I think she's hungry. Yeah. If she wins this, she knows she's going to be promoted to the top. I mean, you have a vacant, meaningless top of the heap right now in both divisions. She's been in both divisions, and she can go either way. I mean, Amanda Nunes just left a power vacuum, and, you know, you see Chelsea Chandler, who's, by the way, taken catch weight fights last second in her last fight, which she won by a finish. It's like, it's not insane. She's not the craziest fighter in the world, and she has her flaws that a skilled boxer could probably take advantage of, like Norma Dumont, but it's not, like, this is a tip that you gave me. It's not looking at how these people have won, it's looking at how they've lost. And Norma Dumont, like, loses when she faces hard hitters that throw up the center, and it scares her. You know, she folds when she starts to get hit by people that can throw it out, like Megan Anderson. I know that fight was a long time ago, and I know Norma Dumont's been on a win streak, but that's, you know, plus money for me, dude. I don't see any improvement in Norma Dumont that makes me say...
She lost a split decision against Macy Chiasson, and Chiasson, she's just a really big girl for the weight class. So Norma Dumont has shown that she can get bullied, and Chelsea Chandler's she's
a lovely lady. Lovely lady.
She's meaty, like, and that's how she fights. She just fights like a bully. Like I said with the last fight, sometimes that's all you need. Norma Dumont, she's a way better technical striker. She showed that against Carol Hosa, a really good win her last fight, but it's a quick turnaround. That was only 2 months ago. And I don't think Chelsea Chandler would call out Norma Dumont if she didn't see something that we don't in her game plan. She wouldn't make this call out just, you know, for fun. She says, hey, this is a a good stepping stone for me to get to a title shot,
Yeah, yeah.
get to the higher echelon of the division, and she sees an actual path through Norma Dumont to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, she has a reason to be in this fight.
You start to
we'll
see
s-
people with
Yeah.
like career plans at the top of these cards. You know what I mean? Like they're taking fights. It's not cherry picking, but they're calling people out on purpose, like you're saying, and that just instills more confidence in me. It's like,
Yeah, she sees a matchup here. I think she sees that she can bully Norma
Mhm.
on the fence, maybe get her down, but I just see her as the stronger woman.
for sure, for sure. That's exactly it. And you know, talking about things she sees. Let's talk about what she sees. In her press conference, she said on the second round she wants a knockout. So I'm
Right.
not touching this. Don't get me wrong. I love, and this is just, I'm putting this out there as like a prophecy. If she fulfills the prophecy, I think we might have the next women's MMA GOAT on our hands, bro. Because if she knocks her out in the second, I mean, that's Mystic Mac, bro.
Right.
So
I mean, I could see it.
it's not
Norma
horrible
Dumont.
either. Yeah, yeah. Plus 200 is not bad. If you want to sprinkle on that, like I wouldn't judge you. You're trusting Chelsea Chandler. So
And
that's
just
up to
know
you.
You're trusting a 5-1 woman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Just so you know.
that's up to you. The money line is clean though. The money line is free
I
money.
think the money line is a sharp pick this week. I think it's probably one of my favorite bets.
Yeah,
If not the favorite.
I'd put the value bet tag on this just because you can bet multiple ways on this and it looks good. Just the odds.
Yeah.
I know earlier in the week the odds were a lot better, but I mean still, you've still got great value out of this for sure.
Yeah. Chelsea, she hits hard, throws like a bro.
Throws like a bro.
Watching her hit pads, you
Yeah.
know, that's just kind of what you want. We'll talk about Mayra Bueno Silva, but I kind of got the same philosophy behind that pick. Anyways, money line plus 125. We both like it. You were saying you wanted to touch on the under 2.5 at plus 200 as well.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Like, it's like, if you trust her, you know, touch
Yeah.
it. If you don't, you can just go for the money line, and it's safe. But if you're a little more of a risky better and you bet with your heart a little bit, you know, we might be looking at a new prospect that's just gonna blow the division out of the water and probably be champ one day if she wins this. I mean, she obviously has flaws. Like, she's not perfect. I'm not talking her up
Yeah.
like she's the GOAT, but I
mean,
kind of
you
am though.
Buying stock early in Chelsea Chandler.
Dude, you know what it was for me, dude? I was editing that intro and that fucking clip of her just straight up admitting to just not watching women's MMA might be the reason that I'm so sold. So that's why I'm just putting it there, letting people know it's there.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's really up to you. But
Yeah,
all right,
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I mean, Norma Dumont, she doesn't take risks at all.
true.
She fights super safe, and I don't see why she wouldn't do that here, where she's not really gaining anything if she wins this fight.
Yeah, yeah.
All she has is to lose. So I don't know. I think she fights super safe, but that might create openings for Chelsea.
Yeah.
We'll
yeah.
see.
Okay, cool. So we've got the main event. You want to intro this? Your
Yeah,
favorite
anyways.
fighters?
So, Mayra Bueno Silva fighting out of shoot kickboxing, which I think could play a big role here. And Holly Holm still at Jackson Wink for some reason. Anyway, Holly Holm is pushing 42 years old. That's the talk of the week. Everybody's talking about, is Holly Holmes washed? Is she too old? Is this going to be the start of her decline? Well, she's
Yeah.
already declining, but is this where she's going to fall off a cliff and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
get fucking knee barred? That's
Dude.
what everyone's talking about.
She's clean with the knee bars. Yeah. I mean, literally all the submissions are clean.
Yeah.
All the grappling's clean. She walks forward, but my take on this is a little different. I think the last thing to go in a fighter, women or men, is your power. And I think one of the keys to anti-grappling is power. I mean, when you're up against the fence, when you've got decent technique for fence wrestling, I mean, she's one of the best anti-grapplers in the division in Holly Holm. I think that's going to go last. I don't think that that's something that's gone from even an old fighter. Now, the speed is the factor that makes it scary to put any money on this, because you see Holly Holm slowing down. You see her getting caught out. She's old, you know? She's just not what she used to be. There's a lot of fights, like, for instance, like fighters like Donald Cerrone, where it's like they just have to fight like their older self for like 5 minutes of the fight, and they can win the fight with just that 5 minutes spread out across the whole thing. If Holly Holm can put together 5 minutes of old Holly Holm, you know, I think she can win this fight. She outclasses Mayra Bueno Silva in ring generalship, just evasion in general, and anti-grappling. And I could see that, you know, upsetting someone like Mayra Bueno Silva, who's used to walking forward on these girls that don't have the ability to kind of circle out and put up pressure to get out, not pressure to get in on her. And so, you know, I personally, I think I'm betting kind of safe this week with the main event. I don't think I would touch this, and if anything, I would just sprinkle a little on Mayra Bueno Silva just because of the fact that it's good money for a pretty even fucking fight.
Yeah.
It's even. I don't see how it being
Bueno
anything else.
Silva, sub prop is, I don't mind that sprinkle, to be honest. I think if she gets it down, I don't think Holly Holmes has anything for her. I think Holly will put up a fight defending the takedown, but I think once Bueno Silva gets it, I think Holly's just gonna stay there. I don't think she's gonna have what it takes to just get up from it. And you don't want to play in Mayra Bueno Silva's guard. Like, you're gonna get caught if you do.
Yeah.
Holly Holm, she might be like, oh, I'm the veteran, maybe I can play in her guard a little bit. No.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
I put it in the intro, dude. Mayra Bueno Silva, she's Charles de Bronx. She's Charles de Bronx.
She wishes she was. Anyways, Shudo Box. She's what they're doing over there is they're creating a lot of pressure fighters that just walk forward, and we don't see this very much in Brazilian fighters, but because Brazilian fighters are kind of known to just quit, but they're creating some dogs. Like recently, Elvis Brenner, he fought I want to say last week or the week before. He got a massive cut on his face, and he just kept walking forward and eventually broke Kuda Deladze. I really love what they're doing over there at that camp. Did you see Ian Gary?
No, I didn't.
Ian Gary moved to Shuto Box,
bro. Okay.
Which is kinda hype.
Yeah.
It's because of his old Brazilian wife. So he moved to Shoot Box, which is kind of funny. Anyways, I think Mayra, she can hold Holly against the fence. I don't think it's going to be an easy takedown for her to earn, but even though when she's working for the takedown, she's going to be winning minutes while she's working for it.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
So, you know, I think she hits harder. She's younger. She probably doesn't have better skills than Holly Holmes. She just doesn't. But Holly Holmes is just an old shell of herself.
That's true.
I like Mayra Bueno Silva at plus 135. And I already put my bet in on her. The lines kind of stayed the same throughout the whole week.
Yeah.
But I think Mayra, she's on the up and up. Holly's on the decline. I think betting Holly Holmes at this stage in her career is just way too scary. I would not do it.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable fights to watch this week with our bets, but that's what we do at Potty Break Picks, dude.
The first two fights for sure.
Yeah.
I am excited for the last two fights.
Yeah.
But man, the first two, I'm just like, it's gonna be rough, man.
True.
It's gonna be real rough, and when fights are rough, why not just take the dog?
I agree with that so much, dude. That's such a good sentiment.
You don't want to bet on a favorite and the fight be rough. Yeah.
You have a heart attack, bro. That's how you have a fucking heart attack.
You're gonna feel much better holding that underdog ticket.
Yeah, that's what people who are betting their money care about, is how they feel.
I mean, it's true, man. If you're betting minus 300 opening on Dudakova, and Estela Nunes is boxing her up from the outside, you're not going to feel good about yourself.
That's very true. Nothing's true, dude.
Anyways, we are Potty Break Picks. We break down all the women's fights while you guys are being bums taking potty breaks.
Dude.
We are sweating out our fucking mortgages on these fights.
Probably
Anyways,
crying.
The best. Probably crying. Or we could be jumping with joy.
Yeah. But, I mean,
Probably the latter.
what do we have to cry about? We've got 100% fight prediction accuracy, as you can see on the bottom left of the screen.
As of now, yep. We'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys.
Anyways, see you guys next Tuesday.
Cool.